Hi guys, if you missed class on Wednesday the 21st or Thursday the 22nd, this is the video you should be watching. Um, so if you start off by going to Google Classroom, okay, I'm going to show you a few new things that I posted in our stream. Okay, so if you notice there is a link now for our Zoom. So if you don't want to go to classwork and try to find the Zoom link there, you can go to your stream and it is posted right here. It says class Zoom link. Click to join here. So if you click that one that says sign in, it takes you directly to our class Zoom link. So you can click and join right there. Okay. An extra click, but at least it gets us right to where we need to be. Okay, and then the other announcement I posted tells you to take a moment and kind of look through how Google Classroom is set up. Okay, so I want you to click on the classwork tab. On the left-hand side, there's topics, okay, by weeks. T2 means that we're in the second 9 weeks, and then the week number tells us what number of week we're on or in, okay? If you click on the topic that you need or that you're looking for, it's going to only open those assignments for that week. Okay, so if we only worked on 2 things on one of the weeks, those are the only 2 things you're going to see instead of seeing the whole big long list of everything. Okay, also in classwork, right, per student request, I was asked to move the Zoom link to the top of the page in classwork, so I did that for you guys. So in classwork, it'll be the first thing that you see now where we can click and join. Okay. All right, but for today, what you missed, if you go to T2 week 1, go ahead and click on today's date. You're either clicking on 10/21 or 10/22 and join that Pear Deck. Okay, once we joined, we had 2 problems, 2 slides that were related to our assignment from the class before this. Okay, so I kind of guided you through the first one. I helped on this problem. The next one was completed on our own. Okay, so if we follow the steps set up here, I'm going to identify my y-axis label, which is meters. Okay, and then I'm going to look at what my scale is being counted by, right? Notice how each graph has a different scale for the y-axis. Okay. Okay, I'm going to identify my x-axis label. So my x-axis is time in hours. Notice how my scale is the same for each of my graphs. Okay, I'm going to set up my y over x labels. So what that means is I'm going to start by doing y over x, right? So if we get stuck, we should always just start by setting up a fraction. Okay, I'm going to take what my y is labeled as, and I'm going to type that at the top of my fraction. So y is called meters. And notice how I also did not put depth in meters, right? You can put the whole title if you want, but what I like to do is I like to focus on how it's being measured, right? The unit of measurement. Okay, so I know meters is my y. If I go to my x-axis, I can see that it's being measured in hours. Okay, it makes it a little bit easier for me to go and find those words in my word problem, right? So if I'm looking for my y, meters, right, I can go highlight and see that meters says 7, right? But if we're going down in the ground, right, that means we're going below 0. So if we're going below 0, we're going into the negative part. So it's -7 on the top of my fraction. And then the other word that I'm looking for is hours, right? Or hour. And that there was 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 2 on the bottom. If you're wondering why I put these numbers in those places, right, as my numerator or my denominator, if you look back at how we labeled them, We got those labels from the graphs. My y-axis was meters, my x-axis was hours. Okay, so if I keep going, following my checklist, step 4 tells me to locate the y value first. Remember, we locate that one on the y-axis. Change my color. So we're looking for a -7. So on my first graph, -7 is about here. I'm just going to go ahead and put my first mark on there. Second graph, -7 would be about here. Graph H, my 7 would be about here. And then my last graph, I don't see -7 at all. Okay, so I'm going to cross that one out. Okay. Now I'm looking for 2 on my X, right? So I'm going to do the second part of that. And then move right to the X value. Okay, the X value should be 2. So on your first graph F, that dot that we put, right? If we move over to the 2, 1, 2, see how I'm not landing on that line or a point, right? I'm nowhere near where it should be. It should be at -7, 2, and it's not there, so not correct. Answer choice G, if I start at my point and I move over 1, 2, my line is, I went past my line, not correct, right? So my last answer choice that I can check, -7, if I move over 1, 2, I'm landing on my line, and if I had a better placement of my first dot, I would be landing more on the line, but we can see that this is the one we're talking about, so I know that this is my correct answer. Okay, the next slide is very similar to this one. Set up your fraction, place your labels, and then put the numbers where they need to go so it's easier for you to find them. Okay, this is the slide that you're working on your own. Our next slide tells us our learning target and our checklist. Okay, notice how they remain the same up until the last one, okay, or the last two determine the unit rate. The next slide after this is going to help us set up fractions and divide, because that's what we're going to have to do on the slides after this, where we cannot find the point on the graph, right? The 2 slides before this gave me some information, and I was able to locate those using the numbers that they gave me, okay? That is not always the case. Sometimes they give me numbers that go beyond what my picture is showing, right? So if they told me 12 hours, I wouldn't be able to locate 12 hours based off of this graph, right? I wouldn't be able to locate 20 hours because it's way past it, right? So there's some things we can do to help us, okay, find our unit rate. Okay, on this word problem, I'm going to use the question to help me set up my fraction. Then I'm going to go get the numbers that I need to fill in my fraction. We'll divide to get our unit rate. Okay, so if I find my slope word, per, if I'm reading this, price per gallon, the word that I say after my slope word is going to be the number on the bottom of my fraction. So I know gallons goes at the bottom. The word that I said before my slope word was price. So that's going to be the dollars or the money amount, right? So if I go to my word problem and I try to pull out the information I need, I see gallons and it tells me how many gallons. I see the dollar sign and it tells me how many dollars, right? So when I'm setting those up, the price was $16.80. That's the number that goes on top of my fraction, right? And then the gallons were 4, right? So now we have 1680 divided by 4. Oops, did not mean to do that, sorry. Right, here's my fraction. Divide them and it gives us our unit rate. Okay, so you've got to do that same process for for number 2. and then we're going to move on. This slide here is the case where it gives me numbers or information that are off of my picture, right? So if we see the 15 lunches and I see which axis is talking about lunches, right? I notice that it only goes up to 9 or 10, right? If I wanted to really stretch it, it would go to 10. If I look for $33.75 on my y-axis, see how it only goes up to 19. It doesn't go beyond that. This is the one that I have to set up my fractions, divide, and then look for that number that we're needing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask that you pause the video. Once you start it back up, I will have my fraction set up, and then we'll just do that one last step of having to find the point. Okay? Okay, if you notice, I started with y over x. I went to my y-axis. I noticed that it was in dollars, so I labeled it. My x-axis are my lunches. I labeled it. Then I went to my word problem and I grabbed the numbers that I needed, right? So for dollars, I put 33.75. For lunches, I put 15. I divided those and I got 225 per lunch. So 225 is the new number that we're looking for, and we're looking for one lunch, right? So we're going to go to 225 on my y-axis. So it's about here, here, and here. Notice I try to put it in the same spot every time, but doesn't always work out that way. And then I move to the right one space, and I should be landing either on a dot or my line. One space, one space. The last two, I don't land anywhere close to it, right? The first one is the one that works for me. Okay, so go ahead and finish the next 1, 2, 3 slides. Do not stay stuck on slide 6. Okay, this one is a bonus. If you happen to get the correct answer, I'll give you bonus points. But my main focus on this one is whether you can set up the fraction and place the numbers correctly where they belong. Okay? Make sure you finish and submit, and you will be done for the day.